Hey, Rob, what's going on? It's not showing anybody in the chat here. Kent, Rob, what's going on? Is that a flat top griddle? Oh, we got Lou in here. Got a lot of people. Well, I will be revealing what's under this sheet here in just a little while. A few minutes, not going to be too long. Some guy almost hit the curb right in front of my house. That was cool. Steven and Jacqueline, hey, what's going on? Taco nachos, is that a flat top griddle? Well, we'll have to see. Just give it a few minutes. My cameraman should be here any minute. He's missing in action right now. How'd your live stream go, Rob? Rob is with Crosscut Creations. He has a channel that is focuses on woodworking. He does a lot of pen turning and casting with pen blanks and other things along those lines. He's done some pretty cool bowls and butcher blocks and cutting boards, things like that. Does a lot of signs for the house. Cool stuff. So Kent, getting ready for a competition on Saturday. What competition is that? Well, I'm waiting for Kent to reply. Chris Gibson here. Are you still liking the Masterbuilt 560? Yes, I am. It's actually sitting right there. It's a pretty cool grill. It's pretty simple. It makes good food. Do I have some qualms about it? Sure. I think I'd have the same qualms about any grill. Nitpick little things. We'll see how it holds up over time. I keep it in the garage all the time, so I feel like not exposing it to the elements will help it with a long life and full of many cooks. So excited to see how it goes over time. Let's see, Adrian Martinez just got his 560 today. Well, thanks for the support. Thanks for joining in with us tonight, Adrian. The 560, did you get it put together yet? If not, I do have a video on my page putting where we assembled the grill. There are a few little steps that are kind of challenging. I pointed those out in my video, so be sure to check that out. But I think you'll love it. It's a good grill. Let's see what Kent had to say about his competition. Let's see. Rib and wings cook-off. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. You got any secrets to share? Well, maybe you don't want to blow it before the competition. Someone might steal your ideas. Yeah. Let's see here. Hey, Chris, no problem. No problem at all. Adrian got the 560 put together. Let me ask you this. When you put the handle on, did you get any little round plugs that go into the holes on the lid so that the screws don't fall down inside? You know, Rob Larkin, 045. I've worked hard to get where I'm at, and we just broke 2,300 subscribers today. I feel like I'd have about 3 left, and it'd probably all be my accounts if I started showing skin. I think I'm just going to stick to the grilling and the technology stuff when it comes to grilling, and I think that's smart on my behalf. And took the tip on a magnetic screwdriver. Yeah, so when I put my grill together, the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560, the way the lid is, it's a double wall construction, and there's a big hole, and you have to put the bolt through the backside to attach to the handle that's on the front. And because of the double wall construction, if you're not careful, you can drop the screw down into that lid and you'd never get it out. Apparently, after I got my grill, they started including these little gray plugs that sit down in there that prevent that. Fortunately, I didn't have any issues with that. No secrets. Basically, everything is on my channel. And that's a good approach, Kent. I would agree. Nothing to hide. If you're a good cook, you should be able to show it off and help others do the same. And Kent at Daddy Dutch Barbecue is. So if you guys are looking to improve your barbecue game, be sure to check out Kent's page at Daddy Dutch Barbecue. So I don't know where my cameraman is. He was supposed to be here soon, but I might as well. Oh, there he is. I should wait. I see him pulling in, about to pull in now. I guess I'll wait just another moment to hey, 1984 barbecue. Hey, thanks for joining. They can hear you. I got people talking to me in the background. My cameraman should be coming up any minute now. Let me see something here. Sorry, we're having a little private conversation here. So the whole point of this live stream has been to kind of unveil something new to us and something that we just received today. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to set my beer down. That is a Sweet Baby Jesus peanut butter porter, if you're wondering. So this has been about a month and a half in the works due to some inventory issues. I couldn't get a hold of it, but we have a Camp Chef SG pellet grill. So about 6 weeks ago, Camp Chef reached out to me and they released a new grill that week with an upgraded control system, and they wanted me to do a review on it. So Camp Chef sent me some hats, some pellets, a cover, the grill, and I have a sidekick attachment that is coming later this week. It's being shipped FedEx, which this was freight. So we will be getting that here in a few days and getting that assembled and put together. It's kind of an exciting time, having a channel for only 8 months and, you know, having a big company like that reach out and ask us to review their grill is pretty cool. One of the coolest parts about it is we're not tied officially to Camp Chef, so I can continue to use my Pit Boss. I can continue to use my Masterbuilt and kind of do whatever I'd like to do. But I do owe them a big thanks for reaching out and believing in our channel and sending that out. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to give that a try. So let's see if we got any anybody in here. Anybody new? Looks like the same folks here. Let's see. Here's a cooking tip from Big Lou. Don't touch your face while chopping serranos. I don't know much about peppers, but I'm assuming those are probably some hot peppers. Yeah. There's a few other things you shouldn't touch either besides your face, but I'll leave that up to your imagination. Let me get my beer. So for those of you just joining in, I saw a few people pop in. We just unveiled this Camp Chef SG grill that was sent to me by Camp Chef for us to do a review. So that's what we'll be doing here soon. Hopefully getting it put together in the next couple days and maybe having a smoke on it in, within the next week. It'll be pretty cool. So let me see here. If anybody wants to join in, I'm going to post this into the chat. So this is StreamYard, so anybody that would like to join, you are more than welcome to do so. Newcomb Barbecue, hey man, what's up? Oh, I see that Kent also made the same suggestion that I did. Don't touch anywhere after cutting hot peppers. So what's everybody up to tonight?
Drinking tequila.
I think he's making a margarita in the background. So yeah, pretty excited about the Camp Chef. It's gonna be cool.
Hey Jake, you need some ice?
Anybody is welcome to join in. I posted the StreamYard link in the chat. Just click on that. It'll take you through a couple quick steps, and you can join in there. Nice with the new cooker. Scott, thinking about what I'm going to smoke this weekend. Oh, what options do you have? I will tell you right now, I just posted my brisket video the other day. It turned out really good, but I would suggest checking around for prices. Beef is pretty crazy expensive right now. Did you make any more noise? You're picking up the Gravity this weekend. You going with the 560 or the 1050? Brisket or pork shoulder, have some ribs too. Do you, if you already have the brisket, then you're in good shape. The brisket flat that I did it 2 weekends ago, but I just put the video out yesterday. Picked that up at Costco, and it was $9 a pound. It was pretty ridiculous. Do I regret it? No. You know, anything for the tube, but it was a bit pricey compared to what I've paid before. I had an 11-pound prime Packer brisket a few months back, and I paid $33 for it. And so that was like basically $3 a pound. And this $9 a pound crap, I'm not enjoying that.
You want to talk about Restaurant Depot?
Oh, yeah. We, since we monetized a few months ago, or about a month ago, joined Restaurant Depot last week. So we will be able to go there and get some good prices on meat and stuff. We went and signed
veggies.
up. Yeah, they've got a pretty good selection. If any of you guys have a business, I would suggest looking for a local Restaurant Depot. I got some good stuff there. It looks like Scott got himself the 560. Smoking for 3. Well, if you're doing a brisket or pork shoulder and that's the first one, get started early and have something to keep you occupied throughout the day, because that's going to be a long day. Hey, Steven. Yeah, Restaurant Depot was kind of intimidating when we went in there. I think it was last Thursday we signed up. I got in there about 6:30 p.m. They closed at 7, so
30 minutes a shot.
Yeah, we didn't have a long time to peruse through there. But the first thing that I saw when we walked into the fresh section where they had the fresh meats and vegetables was goat legs sticking out from like this canvas looking cart.
Yeah, push cart.
It was pretty cool. $5 a rack. That's pretty good. That's really good price. Heck, ribs around here, even on sale, are probably $3 a pound. That's quite a bit. But you got a good deal at $5 a rack. And I like baby backs. I like them both, but I think baby backs are my favorite. I think they taste the best.
You like to fall off the bone?
I'm a fall off the bone girl.
Girl.
So Kent, you said you were doing some looking back to your comments. I know you said wings. Did you say ribs as well? Ribs and wings in this cook-off. So when you do your competition ribs, are you doing spare ribs or are you doing baby back? St. Louis style ribs. Hey, Joe from Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue. What you see behind me is a Camp Chef SG24. This is a grill sent to me by Camp Chef, along with a sidekick, some pellets, some cool Camp Chef hats.
And a grill cover.
And a grill cover. Yeah, pretty exciting times here. Basically traded a grill for a review, and we're going to get at that pretty soon here. Thanks for joining tonight, Joe. And I don't know if you saw my brisket video, but I gave you a shout out in that rather than stumbling my way through trimming the brisket live on camera. I did it off to the side and pointed them to one of your videos. I've watched them plenty of times when I'm doing my briskets, and I feel like it's best to watch the pros in action. Scott, Dallas haven't had a huge price increase in meat. Yeah, there's a couple guys in a group chat that I talk with every day, and they're down in Texas. And Casey from What's New Barbecue was telling me that prices really haven't changed much. You guys are pretty fortunate down there. Hey, Joe, no problem, man. You were the first barbecue guy that I really started watching. I joined your live stream early on in my channel, and I learned a lot from you and a lot of the other guys in the barbecue community. So I got to give you guys a shout out whenever I can. When it comes to spare ribs, I would agree that the St. Louis style ribs are my favorite. I just like the clean cut. I don't like to deal with the rib ends because they have all the small little bones and everything in there. And I just like to go face first, not worry about any of that stuff. Hey, later, Lou. Thanks for joining in tonight. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Always fun chatting with you in that group chat. So this is a StreamYard live stream. So I'm going to post a link in the channel. Anyone that wants to join, you don't have to commit for a long time or anything. Not sure how long we will stick around. But you're welcome to join. And let's see, Smokin' Joe. So Rye has the Camp Chef Woodwind Wi-Fi 24, which is the same smoker that my dad has that I got him back in March. This is the next step down from that with their newer controller. So they went digital with a PID, has a 2-channel input. In terms of price, it's $100 cheaper than the Woodwind Wi-Fi 24. Couple little minor changes. I'll cover that in some comparison videos here soon. But we're very excited. I think Camp Chef makes a great product. I've got the gravity charcoal smoker with the Masterbuilt 560. I've got that Pit Boss Copperhead 5 series. And now I've got a pellet grill. So I'm starting to round out my collection of grills. Also have a Weber kettle, I have a gas grill. So we're pretty excited. Yeah, you know, I feel like it's a humble brag to come on here and say that we got a free grill. I don't mean it to be that way at all. We've put in a lot of work. I've got a lot of time and money invested into putting out some quality content here on Anderson Smoke Show. It's just a
stepping stone.
Yeah, it is a stepping stone in my career here on YouTube and smoking career. And it's kind of nice to see that the hard work is paid off to where a big company like that would find it appropriate to send me something for free. And the cool thing is with Camp Chef, I hope that we have the opportunity to work together a lot in the future. You know, we don't have any official agreements other than they would like me to do a review and do some cooks on it, but I'm free to use whatever products I want. I'm free to say whatever I like, think or about the grill or about any other grills. So I like the fact that I'm not tied down, though I would be open to it under the right terms and conditions. But we're just excited to have something new for the channel, and this is just a big stepping stone in the YouTube career. Joe, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, man. Rob with Crosscut Creations. Been looking at the charcoal and pellet grills, smokers, trying to figure out what route I want to go.
Pellet.
I'm a big fan of the pellet. You know, some of the people who are really into smoking, they kind of talk down on pellets, say that they don't produce as much smoke as an offset smoker or some other options that are out there. I'll tell you a few reasons why I like pellets. They're clean. You can find them just about anywhere and in a large variety. So almost every company has, you know, their hickory blends, their competition blends, their fruit woods like cherry and apple, Adler, mesquite. And it's really cool as you start to get into it, when you start to flavor pair your wood to your meats. And I'm a big fan of that. I've, you know, on certain meats, I would say you can't tell as much, you know, but I think you can with others, especially beef or something you did a long smoke. You can really tell the flavor of that wood. And I'm a big fan of that. With a lot of the grills now, they're really reliable too. You know, I've got a Weber kettle and I love that thing. You know, when I go traveling or I go down to deer camp or when we go down to hang out at the farm, I bring the Weber kettle because you know what? It's simple. I pick it up, I strap it down in the trailer, we're good to go. But I remember all the infomercials as a kid. I think it was a Ronco. It was this like countertop rotisserie. And the slogan was, set it and forget it. And that's what I feel like these pellet grills are turning into. And it is absolutely awesome. This Camp Chef that I have here, this model has the 2 probes. And it's also the Wi-Fi with the Camp Chef Connect app. And you can sit there and you can control the grill. You can control the temperature, the smoke. You can control some timers. And you can monitor 2 temperature probes that are included. I know Pit Boss is doing that now with some of their grills. I know that Masterbuilt has that on their Gravity Series. And it's just a really cool feature that you can put your food in there, get a little peace of mind, that you can go to the store if you have to, or run into the kitchen, or mow the grass, or whatever you want to do, and you can just leave it and monitor it remotely. It's pretty cool. The Ronco rotisserie. See, I knew someone would know what I was talking about.
It's way before my time.
Seasoning the 560. Any suggestions?
Just use.
Yeah, I think that initial burn-in period, you know, follow the instructions. There are a lot of oils and machining oils and things that are put on that for packaging purposes to prevent any rust while it sits on a shelf or in the back of a truck. Just follow the instructions. Get used to it. I would say start with a couple simple things just to... something that you're not going to be upset if it doesn't turn out right. I think the grill works great, but don't
go like a
big brisket or something that's going to take a long time, because you might stumble through a few things. I know the very first cook that I did on the Masterbuilt, I had it running and I walked away and it came back and it errored out and it had shut the grill off. And it was simply because, yeah, the startup procedure on it is a little different than some other like pellet grills, which is what everybody's getting used to now. And Joe, I just read your comment. We'll get to that in just a minute. But the startup procedure for that Masterbuilt is a little bit more involved. You don't just turn it on and walk away. So you have to have gravel loaded up, or gravel. You have to have charcoal loaded up into that grill. You open the hopper lid, you open the ash cleanout, you pack yourself a fire starter. I have some fire start. I'd have to pull them over here to show you what they look like. But
it's compressed sawdust.
Yeah, it's compressed sawdust. It's like similar to what you would use to start your chimney or your fireplace in the winter. It does say it's grill safe, so that's why I went with those. But you have to pack that into this slot, and then you have to light it, and you let it burn, get the coals hot. Then you turn the grill on and the fan, and you open these vents, and it starts to add air to the fire. It starts to smoke a lot more, and it should bring up the temperature. Now, I think it was the first smoke or the second smoke that I did. I walked away after I started it up and figured everything was good, turned the grill on, good to go. And I came back and it had aired out because the coals didn't get hot enough and actually went out. So I would suggest, and I got it sitting right here. If you have the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 560, and I know there are a few people in this chat. I know Tom from the Gallery Backyard Barbecue just joined, so I'm sure he will attest to this. I got myself a butane torch. This one is a little bit expensive. You can find them on Amazon for like 10 bucks. This was like $25 at Home Depot. The butane torch was a lifesaver when it came to getting this grill going. So if you're going to do a lot of cooking on this, get yourself some form of butane torch if you don't already have one. It'll save you so much time and effort. Let's see. So we were talking about the pellet grills, and Smokin' Joe said that he loves his pellet. Well, he loves his offset, but his pellet smoker is a savage. Joe is a Yoder smoker guy, and got a bunch of Yoder smokers, and they are really cool, and they're expensive, and that's why I don't have one yet. But we were talking about set it and forget it, being able to just put meat in and walk away. And sometimes it's an hour and you don't even have to worry about it. Talking about some activities like mowing the grass, going to the store, hanging out in the kitchen, drinking beer. And Joe likes to play games with his wife, hide and seek with the old lady. I thought that was pretty good, so I wanted to share that. Tommy from the Gallery Backyard Barbecue, 100% torch. Yeah, I will tell you right now, my biggest mistake was trying to light that grill with a candle lighter, like one of those Bics, the long neck Bics. No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. Get yourself a torch. You'll make it so much easier. Hey, we got Kenneth from What's New Barbecue. Hey, man, thanks for joining in tonight. I mentioned you a little bit ago, our conversation about meat prices in Texas compared to the rest of the country. You guys are so fortunate. Yeah, $85 brisket flats up here? Nah, but I did buy it, so I can't really say too much about it. Hey, this is a StreamYard live stream, so I'm going to put the link in the chat again. If anybody wants to join, you are free to join in, even if it's just for a few minutes. It's nice to see some real people sometimes. So if anybody wants to join, feel free. Scored a free Father's Day brisket today.
Wow.
Lucky you. Well, for you, that's like a $20, $30 value. Up here, that's worth its weight in gold. But I did mention it earlier in the live stream. Now that Anderson's Smoke Show is officially a business in the state of Ohio, we were able to join Restaurant Depot, and I saw some pretty cool prices in there. So we will definitely be doing some shopping there. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm going to tune this light down just a little bit. I feel like I was in an interrogation room there, like bright lights.
No, what about that squeaky record?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a legit spot. Kenneth, I assume that you are referring to Restaurant Depot. That place is cool. I don't see a lot of use in it for the average person.
Unless they're buying bulk of it.
Yeah. I'm going to go there for meat. I'm going to go there for some other stuff. But I walked in the fresh section, and I already talked about seeing goat's legs sticking out of like this canvas cart sitting right in the aisle in the fresh food section. But I turned the corner, and they had a 40-pound bag of carrot sticks that were this big. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell would I ever do with that? But I think it's a cool place. I'm pretty excited to spend some time in there. We only got to browse for like
30 minutes.
About 30 minutes, yeah. And that was including talking to the girl at the front desk to get my membership started. So we have a comment here from Wayne Dupree Podcast. Did you give up on the Masterbuilt 560? I got mine and have started cooking chicken first today. I went smoking steak. Absolutely not. I did not give up on the Masterbuilt. What you see here in the background is a Camp Chef SG24. This is the Wi-Fi with the new PID controller. Camp Chef reached out to us and said, hey, we like what you're doing. We'd like to get our grill featured on your channel. How about doing a review? So this grill was sent to us for the purpose of a review. We have no official ties. I will continue to smoke on all of my grills. I plan on doing some cool comparison videos where we cook on the Weber kettle, the Pit Boss vertical 5 series, the Masterbuilt 560, the Camp Chef, and like load them up with ribs or load them up with wings or something and give a good comparison amongst all of the grills.
A blind taste test too.
Yeah, blind taste test. We're going to get a crowd over here. It's going to be cool. Sorry, I live on kind of a busy street, and every a-hole in town likes to rev their engine at the stop sign. That's a fact. I had some guy literally 20 minutes ago peel out around the corner and almost hit the curb in front of my house. Cool people we live around.
My house.
No, he hit like right there. He was in a, I think it was a Charger. Came in hot. Cleaning his steps and recipes. Hey, Wayne, I really appreciate that. You know, I'm just here to share my experiences and hopefully pass along some information that'll help some other people out. Cleaning is a big thing when it comes to grills. If you don't keep up with it, you're going to damage your grills. You got a potential for fires. And the last thing that you want to do is load that up with an $85 choice cut brisket and do any damage to that. Because believe me, if that would have happened to me, I'd have cried. Yeah, let's see here. Hey, Kenneth, need to use my pellets more often. You've got a handful of grills, and I know you've got some Traeger. I know you've got some other things as well. Man, I'm a big fan of the pellets. I like the charcoal. I like the variety, but the pellets are cool too, man. I really have enjoyed the simplicity, how clean they are to deal with. They're so efficient. There's such little waste left over. And ash, it's crazy. I really enjoy it. Yeah, Tommy with the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. Yeah, Camp Chef, man, they put out a good product. I was very impressed when I got my dad that Camp Chef Woodwind Wi-Fi back in March. To be honest with you, I was a little jealous that I didn't get one for myself, but things worked out just fine, I guess. I guess just to talk about how I got affiliated, not affiliated, but how all this conversation started with Camp Chef. So I got my dad that grill back in March, and we put out a video of assembling the grill and the burn-in, initial thoughts. And I thought we put out a pretty good product. And at the time, it was our most popular video. It was the first video to hit 10,000 views. First video to hit 5,000 views, 10,000 views. And about a week or two after I released that video, one of the marketing managers from Camp Chef, and I don't want to put his name out there for any reasons, but he reached out to me. He was super cool. He made a couple suggestions about firmware updates that they did, and that it's important to get them done, which we had. And he talked about the product, and he appreciated the non-biased review, and he gave me a 50% off VIP coupon code for anything that I wanted to buy. He suggested that I get my dad a Sidekick attachment for the Camp Chef, which at this point we still haven't gone with it. I still have that coupon, so once my dad sees mine, I'm sure he'll get it. So have to see. But so he reached out to me. We had a back and forth conversation for about a week, and that's kind of where the conversation ended. So that was in March. We got the Masterbuilt about the second week of April, and we put out a bunch of videos with that. We started to gain some traction on YouTube. I hit all the requirements to be monetized at the beginning of May. And about a week after I monetized, I got an email from the marketing manager again from Camp Chef. And he basically said, hey, we've got this grill with the upgraded controllers, got this new line, just came out this week. And we want to send it to you. Would you be interested in doing a review for us? And I thought this was an awesome opportunity to work with a great company, a big name in the camping and the grilling industry. And it's just an opportunity to build a relationship. And so we agreed to do a review and some cooks on this grill. And in return, I get a cool Camp Chef grill. Yeah, he's going to be fostering the Masterbuilt. I got yelled at because I have too many grills in the garage. So he lives right there in that house. And so the Masterbuilt will reside in his garage for now. Alex is the cameraman for anybody who does not know him. So he's the mastermind behind some of the camera angles, and he runs my gimbal and drinks my beer with me and eats the food.
I drink my own beer. I don't drink that shit.
Yeah, this is a little too hefty for him. This is a Sweet Baby Jesus peanut butter porter. Good stuff here if you're into dark beer.
Busch Light, margaritas. Oh, man.
Busch Light. Yeah, but yeah, so that's really what happened. I think it's a cool opportunity. Once again, I know I've said this a few times, but we got some new people in the chat. I think it's an awesome opportunity. I will say that when I first started YouTube, I probably would have taken anything for free. If you sent me like a broom and said, sweep your driveway on the video, I'd have been sweeping my driveway for 20 minutes on video. But I've kind of learned that endorse products that you personally like and that you would work with and recommend to your own family and friends. And that's kind of where this Camp Chef started and why we agreed to do the reviews for them. I think they make a great product, and I would recommend their products to anybody, at least the ones that I've worked with so far.
I agree.
Yeah. Got the Pit Boss 456D for Christmas. It's fun but frustrating.
Why is it frustrating?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Anybody who wants to join, feel free. Even if it's for a few moments of StreamYard, just click that link. Couple little entries and clicks, and you're good to go if you want to join in. Beer, barbecue, and baseball. Hey, man, thanks for joining.
Softball.
Softball, yeah, we're some softball players here. Joe from Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue, listening and installing a new kitchen faucet. Yeah, so I did that, about a month ago. Yeah, he helped me out with that, and it sucked. My garbage disposal went out, and while I had that out, I figured, man, let's put a new faucet in. It's time. And about $300 later, and probably 2 hours of my time, we got a new faucet and garbage disposal. Not a fun job. Not a fun job, especially. Oh yeah, the brass fitting that tightened up against the counter that kept the faucet firm against the counter was seized up on mine, and it was a pain in the rear end to get that thing off. We had to cut the water lines and use channel locks from both sides of the counter, and just it was stupid. It looks cool now. I don't get any credit for it, but I gotta turn this light down again. I feel like I'm getting interrogated. Starting to get dark out here, so got one of my studio lights running here just so you can see us. So Newcomb, I'm still looking for your comment here. You said that your pit boss was fun but frustrating. Tell me what's frustrating about it. I'd like to talk about it. Beer, barbecue, and baseball. Hey man, thanks for joining in. Not much. That does. that glass, yeah. Not much. We're out here just talking about a grill that Camp Chef sent to us to do a review on. Pretty excited about that. So got some videos that'll be coming up here soon. We'll have an unboxing and assembly and initial thoughts and some comparisons between this and the Woodwind Wi-Fi 24 and some awesome cooks on that. Very excited. Very, very excited to have an opportunity to do that.
There it is.
So let's see. Oh, Newcomb, sorry, man. I just you perked my ears up there. On the smoke setting, it hits like 300 degrees between 250 and 350. It cooks pretty even.
Yeah, well, it's gonna.
It'll fluctuate, but the smoke setting is according to the manual, it is the lowest possible temperature that keeps it running. And so, sorry, we got a guy on a big wheel going down the road. So on my Pit Boss vertical 5 series, the smoke setting for me, I'm usually about $1.50 to $1.75 on the smoke setting. Do you clean out your burn chamber for the pellets in between smokes? I know that sometimes if you're not careful, if there's leftover pellets from before, it will basically add too much fuel to the fire and it'll be hard to get it under control. Either that or it's dumping too many pellets initially and it's just taking a long time for that temperature to come down. Because the 460D, I'm not as familiar with the controls on that, but it's not the PID, so it's going to be a digital control, so it's going to be an on-off. And when the temperature is below set point, it shouldn't be adding any pellets whatsoever. The only, when the temperature is below set point is the only time it should be adding pellets. When the temperature is above set point, it should stop feeding completely. So the only thing I could think of there is that the controller is not working properly. The controller isn't working properly, or you've got like a buildup of pellets. So I'd suggest after the grill's cooled down and the fire is completely out, I take a shot vac and I get down into that burn chamber and I suck up all the ashes and leftover pellets. That way I get like a consistent start each time. So if you haven't done that, I would check into that because I haven't had that issue. Let me know if that's something that you've tried, or if you've tried contacting Pit Boss. Maybe they've got some suggestions. Maybe it's a controller or a firmware update. I don't know what options you have with those. The 456D. I don't know. I almost have to look that up to see what Pit Boss that is. I'm going to do that now because you've got me intrigued. 456D. I read that could be an issue. Doesn't seem to want to go down. I clean it every 2 cooks. You know, I've gone, to be honest with you, I've gone and not, I'll be honest, I haven't cleaned it every single time. I tried to, especially if I'm cooking something that I really, truly am going to put a lot of time into. The 456. So you have, that looks like the same controls as the same one as I've got on the vertical 5 series. So that is still a digital control. So it's just an on-off. It turns the auger on when it's below temperature, and it turns it off when it's at or above temperature. I read that could be an issue. It's tiny. It's just strange that it's doing that. I would reach out to Pit Boss on social media or maybe their customer service email and just see if they've got any suggestions, because if you're cleaning it out like you're supposed to and you're following the startup procedures like they say, you shouldn't really be running into that issue. Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things and bad things about Pit Bosses from time to time. I can only speak from my own personal experiences. I've got the 5 series vertical pellet smoker and I've loved it. Honestly, I think
it's one of the best ones.
Yeah. The only problem that I've ever had was the power going out in the middle of a cook. Did a video on the chicken lollipops. We had them in there for about 20 minutes and a car hit a utility pole down the road and took out the power for most of the afternoon. Fortunately, I was able to finish them up on the Weber kettle, but
and you got up on the tree.
Yeah, I got up in a tree and was eating chicken about 10 feet off the ground. Check out the video if you get a chance. We put a lot of effort into the intro on that. We had a lot of fun with that.
We should start doing that.
Yeah. We have a few good intros. The bison burgers, the lollipops, the meatloaf video. We had a lot of fun with some of those. We had some other ones planned as well, but it just didn't pan out at the time.
Grilled cheese one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to paste the link again. If anybody wants to join into the stream, you are more than welcome. I'll contact Pit Boss. Idea. Yeah. Let me know what happens with that. I've got a curious mind, so I'd like to hear what they have to say. It should work just like my vertical, but it doesn't sound like something's right. So it's tomorrow's Wednesday, so everybody's probably planning their weekends. I know that Scott earlier in the comments said that he's going to try out his Masterbuilt 560. He's got a brisket, a pork butt or pork shoulder, and some ribs. He's deciding on which one he wants to do. What's everybody else going to do this weekend or this week? And while you are writing that down in the comments section, I'm going to grab myself another beer. Give me 1 second.
What do you think we should smoke our first smoke on this old camp shack? Going camping in the mountains. Where are you going to? Which mountains? Love the videos. Thank you.
Let's see here. Going camping up in the mountains.
One of the in-laws. I feel you.
And the in-laws can be fun.
I don't have in-laws.
It could be fun. Cloudcroft, New Mexico. Oh. Going out there with the family, Joe? So this has been the talk of the town all spring.
Yes.
Did Carol Baskins kill her husband? So here's my theory. She knows exactly what happened to her husband. Did she do it with her own hands? I don't think so. Though she's got the eyes like she could. I think an incident happened in one of the tiger pens, and she may have locked the door after he got in there. And I think she cared more about the tigers than anybody, so she would have never reported a death by tiger. Yeah. Did she kill him? No. Does she know exactly what happened? Absolutely. That's my professional Netflix documentary evaluation of Tiger King. Carol Baskins knows exactly what happened to her husband.
Baskins.
Goddamn Carol Baskins. Before we get off the topic of Carol Baskins and Tiger King, did you guys hear that she got Exotic Joe's Zoo through the courts? She is now the owner of his zoo, which is crazy because she's a nut job too. They all were. Every single one of those people on that show were crazy. It was entertaining to watch. It was like a circus. Smoking baby backs on Sunday. Masterbuilt 560. Heck yeah, man. Do you know what style ribs you're doing? You're going to do like fall off the bone? You're going to do some competition? What are you looking to do?
Fall off the bone.
I'm a fall off the bone guy. Personally, I am. I'm going to try my hand at some competition style here in the next. Too many good cooks out there on YouTube, man. I did get one comment though about my ribs. In the ribs I did on the Masterbuilt, in the video, in the description, in the title, I said fall off the bone. Fall off the bone. And I produced fall off the bone ribs. And I got a comment that said that I would fail the competition bite test. And though I appreciate all comments, I had no intention of passing the test or being tested. I made them the way that we enjoyed them, where they literally fall right off the bones. You could just pick them up and the bones come out clean. So I'm open to any suggestions. I do want to do a competition style rib cook here soon, and I'm sure there's some really good cooks in the chat right now, and I'm probably going to review some of your videos to get some ideas how to tackle it. But like I said, all comments are welcome. Jay Davis, following up to my question, what style ribs fall off the bone? 3, 2, 1.
That's the go-to.
It's easy. It's an easy process to follow. You know, I feel like as long as you got control of the temperature, you really can't mess those up. Just season them. You know, decide if you're going to sauce them, if you're not going to sauce them, what you want to do. I will tell you, we've been using a lot of Suckle Buster sauces lately, spices lately, and they've got some killer rubs for ribs. We used the Texas pecan and the honey barbecue on our last ribs, and they were phenomenal. If you haven't looked into any Suckle Busters rubs, check them out. I am not endorsed by them in any means.
Clucker Duster too.
Clucker Dust. It's for chicken, but I eat that right out of my hand. Good stuff. Damon Williams. Hey, man, thanks for joining in tonight. I really appreciate the support, not just from you, but from everybody. I appreciate it. We enjoy making the videos. We enjoy the process. I think in terms of YouTube, we're probably in the coolest community that you can be in. You know, you can have fun, you can meet good people, and at the end of every video, you get to eat good food. Have you looked at me? I like good food. It's a good time. Hiccups, drunk already. 1 margarita. 2?
Me and Jake split a pitcher. We went to all camps.
Oh, yeah?
So that's like.
So live chat, keep grinding, brother. Hey, I really appreciate the support. I really do. I truly do. Thanks for joining in tonight, and thanks for commenting. I've seen you in the comment sections before. Really appreciate it. Cosmos, salt, pepper, garlic, dirty bird, pineapple heat.
That sounds pretty good.
The Cosmos got some good spices. Salt, pepper, garlic is literally a staple of barbecue. You cannot go wrong with that. Dirty bird, I have heard of that. I don't think I've ever used it. And the pineapple heat, I actually just got a pineapple spice. I've been wanting to do some pork or something like pork chops, like some thick pork chops, smoke them and sear them. Or I don't know if I want to do it on a pork tenderloin or not. That's something we haven't done since like the very beginning. But I got the Spiceology Maui Wowie, and it is a pineapple dry rub, and it's got a little kick from some red pepper and some cayenne. I only tasted it in my hand. It's pretty good, pretty good. And some people might think that that's weird that I taste the spices out of my hand. I think everybody should do that. If you've never used a spice before, sprinkle a little bit in the palm of your hand and taste it. You know, before you put it on your food, you should know, like if it's real salty in a small quantity, you don't want to load that up all over your food. So taste them beforehand. Some of them don't taste great out of your hand. Others, you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, you sneak down there, get a little bit, and taste it, you know?
No, we ain't drinking.
No, but I would suggest that. And Jay Davis, let me know how the ribs turn out, man. I think you're going to love that Masterbuilt. Warren Jones, enjoying your videos and like your 3, 2, 1. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support. Thank you, Newcomb. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I know I see you all the time and the live streams that are going on, and you're always commenting in my videos. I really appreciate the support. Well, I'm going to post probably one last time here before we finish up tonight. If anybody wants to join in on the StreamYard, you are more than welcome. Even if it's for a few minutes, it's a good chance to talk with somebody and little exposure. The campfire steak seasoning. I do have that. I have a video that we recorded almost a month ago. The beef tenderloin, we used the campfire steak seasoning on that. One thing about this whole situation, and I don't want to be demonetized because of using any particular words that describe what's going on in the world or has been for the last few months, but I've been working from home for like 13 weeks now. And so a lot of nights I'm ready to grill at 5 o'clock at night. So I've got a backlog of videos about 5 deep right now. One of them is a beef tenderloin that we did on the Masterbuilt with the Suckle Busters campfire steak seasoning. And it turned out great. Absolutely great. It was so tender and juicy. I actually, maybe I should start editing that maybe tomorrow. We've got, video-wise, we've got the beef tenderloin.
Grilled cheese.
We've got a gourmet smoked grilled cheese on the Pit Boss that was back in April. That was April. It was like the week
before
week before we got the Masterbuilt. Or it might have been that week, earlier in the week.
Yes.
I've got an Easter ham on the Camp Chef Woodwind Wi-Fi. I did that at my parents' for Easter because they weren't able to go anywhere, so I made them a full meal at their place on their grill. You know, I feel like there's something else. I've got a chuck roast, a smoked chuck roast on the Pit Boss, and I think the 5th one was the brisket video. So I think I'm down to 4 now in my backlog. Let's see. It's like a guilty little pleasure, and I'm sure that people who see that or hear that think it's really weird. I know my mom does. She yells at my dad all the time for doing the same thing. Hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with tasting those spices ahead of time. And, you know, when you need a little nip in the middle of the night, you go down there, a little clucker dust, and, you know, why not? Why not? YOLO. Let's see here. Factor 6962003. I love my charcoal kettles, but I love my woodwind too. Keep the videos coming. Less protests, more barbecue and love in the world. I would agree. I would agree. Nothing brings people together like good beer and good barbecue. That is the truth. The Woodwind is a great grill. My dad's got that. We got it for him back in March. And then Camp Chef just sent us, I know Factor, you might have just joined. Camp Chef sent us their new SG Pro 24 with the Wi-Fi and the PID controller, the new upgraded one that came out in May. Just got it today. We'll be doing some videos on that. Very excited to use that Camp Chef. It's one little step down from the Woodwind Wi-Fi. It doesn't have the bottom shelf. It doesn't have the Camp Chef little placard across the front. What's the other thing it doesn't have? There's like 2 or 3 things it doesn't have.
Is that fireworks?
I think that is fireworks, yeah. Yeah, it's the celebrating June 16th with some fireworks. I don't know where that would be from. Kent State, maybe? You don't think so?
Too far away.
Not sure. Newcomb. Yeah, Newcomb is talking about the campfire steak seasoning. That is a really good seasoning, really good. And I enjoy all of their seasonings. I don't think I've had one that I disliked. They have one called Sugar Daddy, and I would say I don't think I would ever use it as a main spice on something, but I'd use it as like a top dressing. It's basically like honey granules and molasses and sugar. So it's just mainly sweet. There's a little bit of other flavor profiles in there, but you know, if I was doing something with like, let's say the Texas pecan, like some ribs, you know, I might start off with that and just give it a little Sugar Daddy afterwards. But everything that I've had so far has been great. I would suggest if you're looking for some good barbecue rubs and spices, check out Suckle Busters. I'm a big fan of Spiceology as well. They've got a lot of good stuff. They can be a little pricey at times, and the only thing that I dislike about them is the shipping. If you're going to buy from them, buy a few things. Make the shipping worthwhile, or else you're going to pay like quite a bit. That's, I guess, my only concern with that. So, but anybody else, what's your favorite spices? Like brands, companies, spices in particular? I've been seeing a lot of Meat Church barbecue spices on Instagram lately. I know Meat Church barbecue is pretty popular. I can't think of the guy's name, but he runs a pretty slick operation, and he's got a lot of followers, and he's got a lot invested into his channel and his brand and company and everything else. I believe he was on TV. He was on shoot, I can't think of what it was. Yeah, hey, Guy Fieri's a Camp Chef guy. So if Guy Lights is a fan, I'm a fan.
Shout out to my boy Guy.
My boy Guy. I hope to see you soon.
Shout out to my dad.
Chat there seems to have run silent there. We were talking spices, had a good conversation going. What's your favorite spices, spice company? If you want to join in, this will be the last time I paste the link in.
That's what you said last
I know. Just trying to be friendly, inviting, opening. You know, Christina said she was going to come on camera.
Oh,
I told her no.
Really?
She wasn't going to do it. She was probably just joking.
She just ran back.
A little bit ago, yeah, when she was running. Famous Dave's and Jack Daniels for a while.
Famous Dave's.
So Famous Dave's, I would say the first thing I ever had was their sweet and spicy pickles. And I was a big fan of those. And I started running into some of their rubs. And I have a chicken wing rub, and I have
I have the barbecue sauce.
you have the barbecue sauce. You have the devil's spit.
Yeah, the old devil's
That
spit.
one's hot. Not for me.
It tastes like Anderson's guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Does it?
Well, you need to have it tried.
I might have tried it. I don't know. Famous Dave's, the chicken wing seasoning that they have, it was a weird flavor because there was something that was popping up and I couldn't figure it out for like the longest time. And it was a celery seed that's in that. That
I remember what you're talking about.
that's all I could taste was celery seed. It was that, or it was the rib rub. I can't remember. It was one of the two. Was it the chicken wing or the rib rub? I don't know. One of them had celery seed,
Yeah, chicken.
and it had something going on in my mind for a while. Heath Riles rubs. I have not tried any of those, but if you recommend them, I'll pick one up next time I see him. If I see him online. Joe, I know Joe is a big fan of the Victory Lane barbecue. I know he uses a lot of their stuff on his channel. I know they got some hot stuff because I remember you using them on some. I think you used it on some really spicy ribs, and I watched you eat those, and I knew right then you were a man, and that I wasn't. Yeah, I can't do stuff that hot. Rob with Crosscut Creations, that's a friend of mine from high school. Got himself a woodworking channel. Good dude, good channel.
Check it out.
Like whatever's in the cupboard, but I definitely want to broaden my horizons. Yeah, it's
The cupboard was bare a few months ago, but you should check it now.
I probably have $300 or $400 in spices right now. It sounds crazy, but they add up really fast. If you're getting new to barbecue and you really want to explore, start with the basics. A good salt, pepper, garlic rub is a good place to start. Get yourself something with a little sweet, little heat. Just get some different flavor profiles, mix them together, try them out. There's a lot of good stuff out there, but until you start venturing in and actually picking some up, you'll never know. Speaking of venturing, Troy, just venturing into new rub. Oh, the Famous Dave's and Jack Daniels. The Jack Daniels, I feel like I've had the rubs, I've had the marinade, the sauce. I've liked it pretty
I've
good.
had Jack Daniels.
I can't drink that stuff anymore. A few too many nights on Jack Daniels. Not great.
Amen.
Rob Larkin, chicken wings. I think I had you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my buddy Rob, chicken wings. Your ears probably perked up when I said that. I know how much you like them. Nukem barbecue. Jalapenos aren't candy. That is a fact. Pass them out on Halloween and see what happens to your house the next morning. Guarantee you it won't turn out well.
Unless you put it in bacon, then it becomes candy.
Yeah. I like
A little bit of cream
jalapenos.
cheese in there too.
I like jalapenos. They're the right amount of heat and flavor for me. I'll venture into some other things as well if it's done right. But I'm not into that hot stuff.
Baby.
I am a baby. Actually, speaking of hot stuff, a couple friends of mine have been begging me to do a wing challenge, a hot wing challenge. Now that we've got the Camp Chef, that might be a good opportunity to get some friends over here, loaded up with 50, 60 wings, some fresh wings, and maybe we'll have that hot wing challenge. I can tell you right now, you're going to want to see that video when I put it out because I will be crying. There's no doubt in my mind I'll be crying. My friend that wants me to do it has done all those Pocky chips and the super hot chocolate, and he buys all those crazy novelty hot sauces and basically drinks them out of the bottle. He's a madman. and I'm a child. I will cry on that video. So be sure if you want some humor, that's one you're gonna want to see. The Heath Rouse cherry rub looks amazing on ribs.
That sounds good.
Nice color. I haven't tried it. You know, somebody else not that long ago recommended a cherry rub to me, and that's one thing that I don't have. I'm gonna check into that, Jay Davis. I'm gonna look into that Heath Rouse cherry rub. I think it might be time to add another rub to the collection. I need another cupboard too. It's full.
There's a few better ones in mine.
A few. Let's see what we got here. Factor, I'm a fan of making my own barbecue rubs and altering. Nice new grill, should serve you well. So you got your dad would win, not to jump subjects, but what's your favorite pellets to run and mix? In terms of making your own rubs, I actually have experimented with it quite a bit in the past. Before I started the YouTube thing, I was doing a lot of grilling, and I would do that when I had more time. But some of the things that I've been doing have been kind of involved, and especially getting the cameras and the microphones and the lights. I just haven't had as much time, and I want to try to keep the videos pretty straight and to the point. I think at one point I will sit down and make some rubs.
We made our barbecue sauce.
Yeah, a couple months ago, Alex came over and we spent an afternoon sampling and trying different recipes. And when I say recipes, this was our own from scratch in a notebook. Let's add these things and see what happens. Let's add this, see what happens. And we came up with something that's really good. And I've actually looked into having it bottled. It just wasn't the appropriate time with everything going on to try and get involved in bottling. But that's actually something that I'm really looking into soon. I think we struck gold with this.
I think it took only 6 trials.
Yeah, and what was funny is if you've experimented with any sauce that if you've experimented with making any of your own sauce, one thing that we found is some of the ingredients that you would think would just like enhance the flavor or the heat or it didn't work out well.
Opposite.
Yeah. I can't remember what we did. I think we thought, oh, let's just put a couple drops of Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Frank's Red Hot? And it went.
We were real close to something good.
Nah.
And then it just went downhill from there.
It went from decent to awful in about 2 drops. So we stuck with, I think we added some cayenne pepper, and that gave us the little heat that we wanted without really changing the flavor profile of the sauce.
Tried pickle juice too.
Yeah, we tried a lot of stuff, but we've got a good recipe. We've got it written down.
Yeah, we ain't sharing it.
Not yet. It went well. But Factor, you did ask about favorite pellets. So
the fruit one would be mine.
So I have not ever mixed my own, and the only reason why I haven't done that is because after every smoke, I empty the hopper out, and I wouldn't know what to do with them. Like I guess I could put them in a bucket or something, but you know, I've got at one point I had like 400 pounds of Pit Boss pellets. I think I owned every pellet, every flavor pellet that Pit Boss made. And I kind of wanted to keep it that way so that when I did different smokes, I could
do like the whiskey barrel one too.
The whiskey barrel oak was good. That oak,
that's good for the brisket, the steaks.
A lot, yeah. That paired really well with beef. I would say my favorite, if I was to pick one particular wood, it's hickory. Hickory, I think, is my favorite. Let me see here. We'll just continue with your comment there, Factor. I'm a big fan of the fruit woods. Pit Boss makes a fruit wood blend, which is maple, cherry, and apple. I think that one is a great blend. They also have their classic blend, which is hickory, mesquite, and I'm missing one. Hickory, mesquite, and
which one?
The classic blend.
It's over there.
Shoot.
Yeah,
Alex is going to check on that. Hey, Smokin' Joe from Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue. Joe is affiliated with Victory Lane. I've heard great things about him. Never tried him. Joe, go ahead and post your promo code in there, man. I'm all for it.
Hickory and mesquite.
Alex just yelled from across the garage. The classic blend by Pit Boss is pecan, hickory, and mesquite. And I truthfully think that was one of my favorite. Yep, Factor, you are right. Pecan. That is one of my favorite blends. I think it provides a good, robust smoke, good flavor, and I don't think I've ever had it and disliked the results.
No.
I will tell you,
I'm a big pellet fan too.
the one that let me down was their charcoal pellets. I don't think
I'm not a big charcoal fan either.
Yeah, but I don't think it smelled like you were burning a charcoal fire.
Yeah, like a barbecue.
But I don't think it really gave a true charcoal flavor. So, you know, I still have them. I've only used them on one cook. I might try it again.
Hamburgers.
We did it on the deer. Might have been deer burgers, yeah. Yeah, Joe, go ahead and put your promo code in there for Victory Lane. I got no problem with that, man. I'm here to share, spread the wealth, share the love, and if people are interested, I'd love to give people the chance to do so. And also, if you guys are new to the barbecue community, there are a lot of good channels out there. Smokin' Joe, or Joe from Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue's got a great channel. Nukem Barbecue, great channel. Daddy Dutch Barbecue was in here early. Kent, he's a great guy. Big Lou, I'm scrolling through the comments here. So Daddy Dutch Barbecue, he was talking about who knows what's 28 inches long. But he was talking in here earlier. Big Lou was in here. Check out their channels. They've got so much knowledge and experience to share. I would definitely check them out. And especially if you're trying something new, something you haven't done, like for example, if you're doing a brisket, check out Joe with Smokin' Joe's Pit Barbecue. Joe makes a lot of briskets and they always look phenomenal. He does a great job trimming them, seasoning, knows a lot about the cuts. Check him out. So, well, pellet wise, Camp Chef sent me their competition blend. I'm gonna take a look and see what's does he have, well, in order for him to put a link, Steven, yeah, you're right. I truthfully don't have any channel mods. I've only done a couple live streams, and so I never really went ahead and did that. I really should, though. And Steven, you'll be the first one that I add. You're always active in the community and always joining live streams, so I will be sure to do that tonight. Looking here at the Camp Chef competition blend, looking to see if they say what it consists of. Their competition blend has maple, hickory, cherry, or a maple, hickory, cherry hardwood blend. I think that would be pretty solid. Maple and cherry and the hickory, I like all of those. Let's see here. And they sent me cherry. Not much to show or say here. Can't really smell it, but I'm sure it smells and tastes great. That's actually something I haven't done completely on its own as a cherry smoke. It's always been involved in a blend. I actually, you know what, right, Nukem? I believe we've had this conversation before in another chat or a live stream. Hypercritical. I think YouTube's a great way to get your toes wet. Get out there and try something. What's the worst that can happen? Every video that I've done, there's something about it I don't like it. And it's because I kind of have that same mindset. I'm super critical. Sometimes I look at myself and go, man, you made a stupid face on camera. And, you know, there's nothing I can do at that point. And, you know, you say the wrong thing. my ribs video for the 321 ribs I did on the Masterbuilt Gravity Series a couple weeks ago. I was calling them spare ribs, and they were baby back ribs, and I did that for most of the video, and I was pretty upset with myself for that. But you get over it, and it's a good way to, get involved, and it's fun. It can be fun. It's the whole process from preparing and editing and the cooking and eating was the best part. But just getting involved, it's cool. I tell you what, do it. Give it a try sometime. I don't think you'll be upset about it. So it is just about 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. We got about 4 minutes to go. I'll take that time, I think, to wrap it up for the night. I know I see people still joining in. We got 19 people watching right now. If you've just joined, this is my new Camp Chef SG Pro 24. Camp Chef sent this to me to do a review. It is mine for the taking once I'm done. I'm pretty excited. Oh, wait a minute. I got somebody in here.
Yeah.
I got Joe from Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. Hey, man, what's going on? Wait a minute. I got somebody in here.
Yeah.
I got Joe from Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. I'm getting a little bit of feedback here.
What's going on, man? Hang on 1 second. All right. How's that?
I think it's better.
All right. Yeah, I had the Facebook page open too.
No. All right. How's it going, Joe?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Boy, that freaking faucet kicked my ass.
Hey, I tell you what, those things, as simple as they look to be, they suck.
Yeah, they do. It was
Let me see here.
I guess putting the new one on was easier than taking the old one off.
Same thing that happened to us.
It's like, man, what the heck? I mean, it shouldn't be this difficult.
You get yourself something nice?
Yeah, I went with one of those tall ones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I put in.
Yeah.
Little detachable wand and stuff. Yeah. Nice.
I had like a little 40-pound weight on the hose.
Yeah, it sounds just like the one we've got. I actually have to make an adjustment because if you turn the whole faucet, it hits the wall behind under the sink.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think if I put it in front of the supply lines, it'll keep it away. I just haven't gone down there to move it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that is something simple, but it's a heck of a job.
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck, but I got it, man. Well, congratulations on that smoker, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's been a crazy 6 weeks or so. That's when the conversation started, and with everything going on, inventory was low, and it got back ordered, and they couldn't ship it, and it's totally understandable. But it finally came today, and it's just I've had a big smile on my face all day.
That's good, man. That means you're moving up. How many subscribers do you have now?
2,300, I think.
Wow, you moved quick.
Yeah, we hit 1,000 on May 5th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that what'd you get that not the Camp Chef, but that other Masterbuilt did it for you. That's a popular
for sure. We hit 500 subscribers. I remember it was on a Monday in April, like maybe 2 weeks into April. And I had a conversation with him. This is Alex, my cameraman. My cousin also lives next door.
Right.
I had a conversation with him, and I said, you know what? I think if we bought this smoker, I think that would put us over that threshold to monetize. And at that point, I think that was like our goal. Let's just get there. So we split the cost on the Masterbuilt, and honestly, it's paid for itself since. It's pretty cool.
Nice. So have you monetized yet?
Yeah, we did on May. I qualified May 5th, and they accepted my application on May 9th.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that Masterbuilt smoker,
it's hot.
Gravity fed.
Hot commodity.
It happened to Tommy at the gallery back there. Yeah. His channel blew up once he started cooking on that thing,
Yeah, it was wild. You know, it's a popular thing. It's a new, I don't want to say it's a new technology because that's a lie, but it's a new technology for like a big box store grill or smoker. You know, it's something that really isn't available to your average person. Somebody getting started, and it's a good price too. The 560 runs $500. It's an opportunity to kind of get involved in smokers and have a little technology as well. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, that was the grill that did it for us. I mean, it was two weeks after our first video with that. It was 2 weeks. We got 500 more subscribers.
That is insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because, you know, I'm almost, I think, at 10,000, and if you have one video take off, and I had one video that took off a little bit. I think it got 40,000 views, something like that. It was a chicken video.
Yeah.
But you'd be amazed at the amount of money you can make just on one video.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and I'll tell you, if you don't mind me telling you, what I made on that one video.
Sure, go ahead.
$1,000.
on what? Probably $10 worth of chicken.
Yeah, if that. So one thing, and I've always been honest with, you know, the money I make and stuff. So because people always want to know, hey, how much does a YouTuber make? You know. So, you know, when I had 5,000 subscribers or so, I think I was making $200-300, and then that one video hit and $1,000 like overnight. I was like, what the heck? Dude, so can you imagine what 20,000, what 30,000, what 40,000 subscribers would do?
It's honestly crazy. I mean, even like, well, first of all, it is grilling season. So like anybody who's got a grilling and smoking channel right now is going to be like a hot commodity. If you're putting consistent content, you're going to get the views. It's just, you know, seasonal. But in our first month monetized, so we monetized May 9th at like 8 p.m. on a Friday night. And from May 9th through the rest of the month, made like $200. Wasn't even a full month. And that was like the very minimum of what it took to monetize. And it blew my mind.
Yeah.
And it's been steadily increasing since then. Now, I will say one thing, and I'm sure you've seen it yourself, if we're completely honest. The estimated revenue on YouTube Studio is an estimate. Have you ever had them go in there and adjust your earnings?
It changes. So, like last month, I made $1,000, and they deposited it into my account.
Yeah.
And then, so this month, it's down a little bit, but I'm still at $800 or $900, I think.
So if you're referring to the estimated revenue that you see in YouTube Studio,
But I'll show you.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
I can see. Yeah. Geez. It's I can see that it's more than I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $860 right now is estimated revenue. So, and again, I don't mind sharing this because people ask all the time.
Oh, of course.
What these guys make, and I'm not a guy that, dude, this isn't my job. You know, it's my little hobby, and I'm making a little side money with it. You know, that's part of this. So, you know, I want to be upfront and open, and I mean, maybe when I get to 1 million subscribers, I won't share how much I make. But right now,
well, that's when you chuck deuces to the boss.
Yeah. It's like I'm not working. I'll be grilling full time.
Yeah. No. So, what happened to us? So the first month, the numbers were crazy on the estimated revenue. We were pushing like $400, $450 in May, and then right after, I think it was right after like June 1st, I logged in one day and it was like $190, and I was like, well, what the heck happened to the other 240?
Yeah, I texted him. I was like,
what'd you spend that money on? You know,
it's like, did you take that out?
No, they adjusted my earnings, and it cut it in less than half.
Yeah,
it was a little less than half.
Yeah, what it is it's a projection. So what they project, okay, this is how much you're going to make because of the views that you got. If you maintain those views all month long, that's what you're going to get. So
Yeah.
if you put out a video, like if you put out a video on your Masterbuilt or your new Camp Chef, you'll start to get a bunch of views, maybe 1,000 views on that video. So that estimated income will go up. If you maintain that and put every 2-3 days put out a video, you will maintain that, or it'll go higher. But if you put out a video, and that's one of the things that with YouTube, you have to be extremely consistent. So I'll put 2, maybe 3 videos out a week, and it's normally on the weekend. As long as you maintain that, the projection is going to be pretty damn accurate.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, you'll get that. If you put out one video or don't put out any videos in a week, that projection is going to come down. So, but it's a good gauge to see kind of where you're at. If you see it fall down, that means that your views are going down a little bit.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of truth behind that in terms of what we saw, because I had a couple videos that did really well off the start, to get 6,000-7,000 views in a couple of days, and then they start to fizzle out and slow down. And I think that projection kind of skyrocketed, and then when they realized that we weren't staying on that course, it kind of leveled back out. So that's probably the truth. And consistency really is the key. I've released at least one video a week, pretty much the entire time on YouTube. I'm up to like 45 videos on YouTube. But I had an incident at the house and I had to replace my fence, and I was just busy for a few days, and it just kind of got me off schedule. Like, I have a routine. I film on the weekend, I laugh and enjoy it, and then by Sunday night or Monday, I'm editing and it's ready by Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, usually Tuesday, but just everything happened, and I had a week where I didn't release a video, and it killed me. It just inside, I was so upset with myself. But sometimes it's what's important first. And that's the thing that sucked. You
in the hobby you said earlier. That you need to edit and put them out. So, you said that you were real critical earlier, and I'm the same way. When I put out a video, I'm like, damn it, I didn't do that right, or I said something, and I when I went to edit the video, it kind of overlapped each other, and you're like, damn it, But I think that's good to have high expectations like that with yourself, because that just means that you're going to perform at a much higher level. So
absolutely,
so don't ever lower your expectations, man. Keep being so critical about yourself.
Absolutely, I agree. I think the worst thing that ever happened was not hitting record, and that's the thing with like cooking, man. Is
you have one take.
Yeah, you have one take, and you screw that one up, and it's not making the video.
You don't turn on your mic,
Yeah, well, I recorded a whole video with no mic, a whole video.
Really? Did you kind of overlay your voice to it or something?
So it was on the Masterbuilt. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was a temperature test. So we threw some biscuits on the smoker, and
I remember that.
We checked the temperatures, and so it was like a half-hour long film session, I think is what it took. And I remember we finished it up, and I was like, man, I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to get to editing. This thing's going to be ready for tomorrow. So I took my shower. I sat down with my iPad. I edit on an iPad Pro 12.9 inch. And I sit down and I hit play on the first clip, and it was using the embedded mic on my Sony mirrorless camera instead of my Rode Go wireless. And the sound quality was dog crap. It was so bad that I just couldn't even do it.
So did you re-record that video?
What?
Did you re-record that video?
I did the next day.
Oh,
he went out drinking the night before and got home at about 7, and we started filming at 7:30.
Oh, because when you guys bit into those biscuits, man, it's like the first time you guys have ever bit into a biscuit. So it was actually a retake, right?
Yeah, it was. We did re-record that. It turned out. What's funny is I had this conversation, I think, with Reiser. I don't remember if it was on the live stream or if it was just a personal conversation beforehand, but that video of the first take of the brisket test, the one that we didn't turn the mic on, and that was actually my fault. Biscuit, not brisket. You're right. Biscuit.
There you go.
It was the It
I have
was
to always keep them in check.
it was one of the best videos we've ever recorded. And it
It was.
wasn't just it wasn't the quality of the video. It wasn't like they're biscuits. What could you do special about it? But I pride myself sometimes in the videos and being able to just stand there and talk for 5 minutes straight and be able to just say what I think, say what I feel, and express myself. And we were just about done filming, and he says to me, I think this is the best video we've ever recorded. Like, you just flowed so well. You said the right things at the right time. And I was so excited to go edit. And when I hit play and I heard the crappy audio, I'm like, no. And I knew right then what I had done.
That's funny. You know, I'm still learning I'm still new to this YouTube thing too, you know, maybe a year and a half into it. And I'm just learning how to like remove the sound from a video. So like if I need to remove all of the sound and do a voiceover, I finally learned how to do that. I've never done the voiceover before. So, you know, it's a learning curve, you know, and you learn to like my daughter's my camera person. So before every scene, we do a mic check.
Yeah.
So I turn on the mic. So there's always going to be like a 2-second video. She'll click record and I'll just say mic check, and she'll play it back and then we'll roll with it, you know?
Yeah.
And normally we do that.
So what mic are you using? Obviously are you using a wireless mic now?
I'm using the Rode
Go wireless?
yes, with a lav mic. So
yeah, same thing.
So, is that what you're using?
Yeah, I've got the Rode Go. I think it's the Rode Go Lav or Lav Go. I can't remember what it is, but I've got that along with the Go wireless. And I'll tell you what happened that day. And anybody could fall into this trap. So I've got a Sony, mirrorless camera, and the Rode Go wireless goes right into the cold shoe mount on top, like where you would mount a flash or some accessory. And so I always mount it there and I run my little cable to the side of the camera. And when we record, you can see the sound meter on the camera bounce with my voice, and you can see the sound meter on the Rode Go wireless receiver with my voice. So that's, you know, we've done the mic check, 1 2 1 2, you know, we've done that on the videos, we look at the meters usually and see, all right, the road is bouncing, the camera's bouncing. So let me tell you what happened. I was mic'd up. The mics were on. The transmitter on me with the Rode Go wireless was on. The receiver was on. I never plugged the cable in between them. It wasn't attached to the Rode and it wasn't attached to the camera. So my wireless system was working perfectly, and it just wasn't plugged into the video, into the camera. And so when you're standing there looking at the setup, you're doing the mic check, you know, talking into the lav or whatever, and you see it bouncing on the camera and the Rode, you're like, we're good as gold. And no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Not what happened at all.
I was afraid that the mic's not plugged in.
Yeah.
You know, so but it usually I think the wireless Go mics will record sound, but I usually keep that mic in my pocket, so it's too far. It's going to sound like shit, like you said, you know.
Yeah. I will tell you right now that you use a lav mic, and I think you had a long cable lav mic prior to getting the Rode. I like the clean look of the lav mic, and that's the reason why I did it. But I will tell you what, even though I have an $80 lav mic that Rode makes, I think the sound quality on the Rode Go, the little transmitter, I actually think it's better than the lav mic.
But the only problem with that is where do you put it?
It's ugly. It's bulky, and I ran into an issue on a couple videos because Joe used. Yeah, I have another channel, Hunt, Fish, Shoot, and we both have those on our camera setups. And when I started my channel, it was October. I bought that mic in December, so it's cold. So I'm wearing this Anderson SmokeShow hoodie, and so I was clipping it on the inside of my hoodie. And there were a couple times where I turned my head and the mic pressed up against my throat, and you could hear it like got real bassy and real and it sounded like crap. And then I started hanging it from my drawstrings on my hood, and it looked like I was wearing a bolo tie, and I just didn't like the look.
Texas,
Yeah.
So what are you doing now? I mean, so what are you doing now? Where do you put it, or what?
So I have a lav mic, and I clip it to my hoodie, run the cable, or my shirt. I always run the cable and tuck it inside, and just put the transmitter in my pocket.
So one thing I started doing recently on my last few videos is I'm wearing an apron now.
Mm-hmm.
So where the apron goes around your neck like this.
Yeah.
I just put the mic onto that, and you can't see it because the apron's black. So the mic is concealed, so you can't even see it. So an apron is a good concealer for the lav mic. I mean, you can still see it if you look close.
Yeah.
But that's the best. And instead of, because even if you just pinch your shirt or whatever and put your lav mic on that, sometimes the mic will turn on you a little bit. So your quality will go down a little bit.
So one thing that I did, because I was running into that as well, on my lav mic, if you got a pinch to your shirt, the cord is coming from the bottom, but I've got it tucked into my shirt. So just the wear and tear and strain of moving would turn it, like twist it. So what I did is I ran the cord back up through the clip. And when I would clip it, it's the cord goes through the clip as well. And I quit having that problem.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that mic setup is one of the best I've ever used. But like you said, the sound quality without the lav mic is good, you think?
It is. It's just not, it's not pretty. It's not. That's the truth. It's got 2 blue LED lights on it, and you can see them, and it's, it's probably 1.5 to 2 inches square, and just the way it clips, the clip style isn't ideal for clipping it to your shirt other than inside the collar of your shirt. And I just, unless you're wearing like a quarter zip or something like that, I don't think it's ideal.
Now you could put that. One thing that I was thinking about, because I didn't want to get a lav mic. I mean, I got that set up to not use a lav mic, right? I just wanted to use that little box. But one thing that I almost purchased was a big boom that will go over the kitchen counter. But then you'll have that freaking mic dangling, like the Johnny Carson show, up here.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that. So
I know a lot of people run those, and so what I found, because when I first started, I had basically like a small shotgun mic that I attached to my phone and the gimbal that I was running, and it was so directional. And I was putting things in the smoker when I was turning to do something, you could tell, like if I was mid-sentence and then I turned to the smoker, you could hear the audio just, it wasn't as crisp and loud and clear anymore. And that's the thing that made me go to the lav mic, was the fact that I could stand here, I could stand over there, I could face this way or that way, and it was consistent. And that's what made me go with the lav. And then a friend of mine from my other channel, Hunt, Fish, Shoot, he had this mic set up before I did, the Rode Go Wireless, and I'm a hunter. I shot a deer during deer season last year, and he recorded me like afterwards, and when we went to go get the deer with the side-by-side and everything. And I was just blown away on how good it sounded when we went back and listened to the clip, and just how easy it was to be wireless. And he sold me. It's $200. It's quite a purchase if you're just getting started. But anybody who's in here that's listening, if you're looking for good quality and some freedom with movement, go for that Rode Go Wireless. It's phenomenal.
I'm so glad I'm not using that 25-foot mic.
How many times did you yank on that to the point where you almost?
All the time. And you know what? So I would go around, the cord would go around the kitchen island, and when I, had to go wash my hands in the sink, I'd walk left, and then I'd see my tripod kind of tilt because I'm pulling on the
entire piece of.
No way, man. What's going on, Bill? Chicken fried barbecue?
Is it by Rode? Yeah, it's the Rode Go Wireless. I don't have a link to it, but
Did my link come out for Victory Lane earlier or no?
No.
I don't think so. What is it a link or is it a promo code?
Well, the promo code is Smoking Joe, but I put it on there
Let me
and
see.
I can't see it.
Let me see here.
Yeah, it didn't come out.
Put a banner on. Create folder banner. Create banner.
So yeah, just go to victorylane.barbecue.com and use Smoking Joe at checkout.
Promo code. And that was Smokin' Joe?
Yeah, all one word without the G.
All right. And that's 20% off?
20% off, yeah.
Victory Lane Barbecue promo code for 20% off. Add banner.
Yeah, so the best you were talking about the cherry rub. So in the 3 competitions that I competed in, I used the garlic jalapeno seasonal, nutty pecan, and then topped it off with that cherry rub.
Mm-hmm.
And then some sauce over it, obviously. Freaking ribs are delicious, bro. And the color's amazing too on that cherry rub.
You get probably a nice red finish.
Yep.
Burgundy finish.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
With the competition ribs, you put sauce on them, so
Yeah.
But, it's just a good tasting rib, man. Really good rib.
What was the cherry rub?
The Victory Lane.
Oh, Victor.
Is it called cherry rub or what's the
Called yeah. Cherry. Yeah, it's the garlic nutty pecan and the cherry rub. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. That's a cherry rub's one thing that I don't have.
It's called Cherry Bomb is the name
Cherry
of it.
bomb. I think I've seen that honestly.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
So that's awesome. Oh, looks like I got my buddy Mike in here. Hey Mike, how you doing?
That's awesome. Hey Mo, I'm gonna get off and check and make sure I don't have any water leaks under that sink.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you joining. I think I'm gonna call it a night for myself as well. It is just about 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I really appreciate you joining. I appreciate the support over the last 6 or so months since we met on your live stream. You got some great content, and I've learned a lot from you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who stuck around for the live stream. And everyone have a good night. If you got questions for me, about the new grill with the new Camp Chef that they sent me, I'll be putting out some videos soon. I will continue to use my Pit Boss. I'll continue to use my Masterbuilt Gravity Series. It'll be a fun summer, that's for sure. But with that, Joe, thanks again for stopping by. It was fun. Always a good time talking with you.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks again, everybody, for joining in and for the support. I couldn't do it without you guys.
Bye.
Later, guys and girls.
Oh, wow.